Okay, here's another segment. In the video, on the left is State Mosque. Ahead of us, traffic congestion. And when we finally reach down to see the source of the congestion, we'll probably find that there's actually no particular reason why traffic should have been congested. Just a merging of traffic from some other lane coming in here, slowing down traffic, and then one intersection ahead where the lights are not in our favor. And look at that, they're making even more, these high-rise buildings, stuff like that. They're going to have more and more people living here, so which basically ends up as more and more cars, and there'll be more and more traffic. Then you'll see, some old houses on our left, and on the right, some iconic buildings. Oops, you got a siren, just like some ambulance slowing down to let the ambulance pass. The Penang General Hospital is nearby, and there are some private hospitals that are also nearby. Within about, I think Penang General Hospital is only about 1 or 2 kilometers away at the most. So I was saying there's some old houses along this road, and you can see that a lot of the old houses and buildings are in a state of disrepair, even though they are still inhabited. And the reason for this is the properties have become valuable, really, really valuable. So a lot of these house owners, they are probably just waiting for some, rich commercial developer to offer them, millions for their property, and then they'll sell and then they'll move off, But while they are waiting, they might as well as continue living here, because the property prices are just skyrocketing, They go up. So these people who are living here are all living in gold, on gold mines. And a house may look dilapidated, but the guy who owns it, it's like they are all millionaires. They are all millionaires. The properties are worth millions in this road, yes. And if you've got a large house with a large piece of land, by golly, probably the property is worth the price of some small tropical island somewhere. You can see by my voice how jealous I am. No, I wouldn't mind their money. Then I go and find a small place to live, but not in Penang Island. On our left here, folks, in this intersection, turning left, is the Turf Club of Penang. It used to be a place, where people go for horse races and stuff. I think they still have horse races here. I've never been to this Turf Club thingy. Just the idea of seeing some horses run round and round and round a track while people are all betting on them and whatever. It just smacks to me of exploitation. As far as I'm concerned, birds should be flying free. Horses, people should be riding them if they are keeping them, but for like leisure and stuff, or a horse that works in a farm, perhaps. You can say wild horses. Yeah, that would be, a glorious way for a horse to live wild and free. But to just have a horse kept to race, and then for men to bet on the horses, I don't know, I just don't know, I'm not into it. So now we come to a more green part of the green lane. But guys, they've trimmed all of these trees, because of course they don't want to have falling branches and stuff. But once the trees begin to grow a bit, then it's a really beautiful road. You've got like large old trees on both sides of the roads and the center as well. So there's like a canopy that you drive under, even on a hot afternoon. I first came to Penang in 1984 to work at Penang Hospital, yeah, which is just on our right, you know. And we are now taking a corner, landmarks in case you want to know. On our right is a large field called Penang Polo Ground. The hospital, government hospital, is just beside it. On our right here, right now, is the Penang Sports Club. It's a private members only club. I used to perform here fairly often. It's a nice place if you can afford the membership. But you know, I'm not too comfortable with all the so-called exclusive places. People tend to become a little bit too snobby, and they think that they are better than, you know, the other people just because they are members of an exclusive club. I've seen some extremely bad behavior in some clubs. Yeah. Oh well. And towards the left, well, then we passed by the turf club. And so on our left would be some of the land that belongs to the turf club, as well as some houses, some residences here. And these are like, oh, just old mansions, but you know, this is where the mega rich people, you know, live. Yeah. And we are headed down this road. If driving straight down this road, it would lead to the Penang Botanical Gardens. And we're going to go down to part of the road, but then we'll turn off towards the beach side. And the Penang Botanical Gardens are really old botanical gardens, and famous tourist spot. They've got lots and lots of trees and plants, you know, that are representative of the flora and fauna of this part of the world. Also used to be famous for having lots and lots of troops of monkeys, yeah, you know, which were their own sort of tourist attraction, until the tourists begin to realize that these monkeys are not such nice creatures. Yeah, they'll swoop down on you and they'll attack you and snatch valuables, you know. And it takes a lot of education to get people to understand that these are wild monkeys, and that, you know, one shouldn't feed them or encourage them to come into the so-called, you know, human contact. So people still try to feed the monkeys, and then they'll complain when they are attacked by monkeys, a monkey troop or something. Yeah. Oh well. So anyway, here we go. Oh, here we are on this other drive. Yeah, and you can see some of the roads in Penang are beautiful. Yeah, imagine what it would have been like, you know, 30 years ago when there was less traffic. You know, with really nice scenic places to drive. And you can see a few these like gazebo things here, because last weekend was the Hindu Thai Pusam festival, and there is a famous Hindu temple along this stretch of road, which is central towards the festivities in Penang. They have a chariot which is golden, made out of, you know, part gold or covered with gold, you know, and they have a chariot with like a figure of one of the Hindu deities, pulled by ox carts, and it travels from one Hindu temple in the center of Georgetown towards a temple over here. Ceremonies will occur over a space of 2 or 3 days. Lots and lots of people here. We're not talking about a couple of thousand, we're not talking about a couple of tens of thousands, we're talking about 100,000 or more people will come, Hindu devotees as well as tourists. and there are lots and lots of Hindus who will be paying homage. Let this guy go through. Yeah. Penang people find it difficult to deal with civil drivers, so to speak. Yeah, the general trend here is to block traffic that wants to cross your path, you know, which makes no sense. I was actually a little bit slow in realizing that, you know, there was an intersection people wanted to cross, or I would have given them more space. But, you know, generally, you know, let people, you know, get into whichever lane they want to, because you're not going to be able to go faster than the traffic in front of you anyway. So anyway, people are talking about the Thaipusam festival. People pay homage to the Hindu deity. Basically, you know, they might be asking the gods for some favor or some help in some difficult circumstance, and if they feel that they have been blessed, you know, and the favor was granted, then they pay homage to the deity, and they will carry what is called a kavadi. Basically, it's like they could just carry a pot of milk and walk barefoot along, you know, the path from one temple to another, and then, you know, lay that as tribute. Or some people have more extravagant or exorbitant forms of showing their devotion and their gratitude, and they will have body piercings. They can have, you know, a skewer pierced in their mouth, or they can have many skewers pierced in their backs and carry intricate you know, structures on their backs. Looks so very terribly painful, yeah. But they get into like a prayer trance before starting on this walk and getting all these skewers put in them, and somehow miraculously they seem to do it without feeling the pain. And then later, when, you know, these skewers are removed, they seem to be uninjured. Then there are some who would be walking on hot coals, what we call fire walking. It's also very exotic. Yeah, it's also very exotic. So it attracts, apart from the devotees, it attracts so many tourists. And then there'll be all of these gazebos built on the side. Both sides of the road will be filled with stalls selling, you know, food, drinks, ice cream, and the like. And there would also be a number of stalls set up by certain organizations, Hindu organizations. I'm not sure how it is now, but it used to be that they'd be giving, you know, out free food, you know, and refreshments as well. So one heck of a festival. Unfortunately, it gets so crowded that guys like me will not come to Penang during the festival period, because all the roads, you know, in Penang will be like gridlocked. They'll close down some roads to make way for the chariots, and then, you know, you have a huge influx of tourists coming in. So those who have already seen the festival before, after some time, if you're not like taking part in it, you know, on a religious basis or whatever, then, you know, most people will just like, okay, let others be there, you know. Right, and this intersection on the left is a famous Hindu temple, yeah, as well. But we're going to take an intersection on the right and go into this, you know, road. Straight ahead is the coast and the beach, and we would come to an area which we call Gurney Drive. It used to be a very famous seaside place. Lots and lots of local food stalls, and a nice lovely place for an evening stroll by the seaside. But But over the past many years, there's been a lot of commercial development there. Hey, commercial development, lots and lots of hotels. They've done some land reclamation, and so the seaside wall is gone, and they've reclaimed land, and they want to build some touristy things there. Apparently this has also caused some shift in the local sea currents and the silting of nearby parts of Penang. So there you have it. Yeah, the environment has been basically screwed a little bit or a lot, depending on how you look at these things. I just see this fire truck, and he's got some lights flashing, which basically means that you want to give them the chance to take whichever lane they want. But he doesn't have his siren on, so I don't know, is there such a thing as a fire not so emergency, or is he just on his return journey from putting out some fire somewhere? But anyway, one shouldn't be too cynical about everything, so just wish everybody well. And then straight ahead, like I said, we're going to come into this area which is Gurney Drive, but we're going to take a left, which is another coastal road. This one is on the other. This is the coastal road that links the Georgetown City, which is on our right. Yeah, Georgetown City is on our right. And this road here connects Georgetown City with the main touristy beach areas of Penang. So if you drive all the way down this road, straight down this road, you'll come to all of the beach touristy areas, right until I can't even see you come to the end of the island, but you would come to the end of the beach side, and then the road will curve around, and you can actually go right around the island. So after you pass all of the beaches, the road will curve towards the left, and then you will go into the hilly territory where the nutmeg farms and the durian farms are. And if you continue further down, you'll come towards the airport, and then you come back towards the Penang Bridge. Basically, Penang is an island, yeah, so you just can be driving around it. However, the driving around the island is not as simple as that would be, because about a month or two ago, I had some visitors, and I was driving them towards the nutmeg farms, and we drove there easy, no problem. But on our return journey, I thought it would just be a matter of hit the coastal kind of a road and just drive, yeah. But by golly, we ended up in cutting right across the island and then taking all sorts of so-called highways, and we couldn't get back onto the coastal road, because apparently they have built another 2 or 3 main roads dissecting the island, the hilly section of the island. So basically they're trying to make it easier for people who live in Penang to get across to the hilly area without having to go through the airport area. So it's like roads cutting across the island. I'm not too sure how good that thing is, but basically, the underdeveloped hilly jungle parts of Penang, now have roads cutting across them, and I wouldn't put it past the developers to ultimately end up starting to construct sites and, you know, having hotels and stuff like that in these areas as well. Yeah. All right, more areas. Okay, yeah, we're not too far away from where we want to go. The area on our right used to be the sea. used to be like a coastal road, but then they've reclaimed a fair bit of land inwards, and now they have you know, buildings, residential buildings, some condominiums, and even a large mall, an upmarket mall which has got a marina, you know, in it as well, and that's called the Straits Quay, and that's where I'll be performing today. Yeah, lovely place, but it's built on reclaimed land, which, you know, brings one back to the question of, you know, should one reclaim land or leave nature to be as it is, or reclaim the land and then enjoy the benefits of having that extra land? For debatable topics, yeah. So all of this that we're seeing now is actually a reclaimed land, yeah. Some lovely houses. High-rise places. That's about where we're going to. It's been long drives. We're lucky. The traffic lights are in our favor, and we are almost there, folks. Towards our right is this lovely mall. Yeah, it doesn't look too you know, like crazily, how would I put it? Yeah, it doesn't look like something ugly. It's actually looks pretty decent, and even though it's modern. And this is called the Straits Quay, yeah? Spelled Q-U-A-Y, but pronounced as Quay. And here we go. Time is about 4 p.m. My gig starts at 5:30, so I've got basically an hour or so to set up my equipment. Should be good time. Some congestion there. Some car is actually broken down. It's a congestion caused by humans. क्या हुआ? Okay, कोई ना, ठीक है ना? Yeah, just a car with some problem here. That guy, the guard there, you know. We have lots of foreign workers here, and that guy is obviously Nepali, so I just spoke to him in a little bit of Hindi. Yeah, you know, they generally like it when you know, try to speak to them in a language that they understand, as opposed to trying to expect them to understand our language, which is, well, it's foreign to them. A lot of them might be new. They wouldn't have an inkling how to speak in the Malay language. They might speak English though. The staff who are at the Helix Lots of them are from Nepal and they speak excellent English. Right, car park. Hopefully I'll find a decent place to put the car because I've got equipment, you see, so I need to unload equipment. Ooh, this looks good. Yeah, this looks good. The definition of good is strange, but for me good is like a place where I can unload my equipment without too much hassle. I've got things in the back, in the trunk. Okay. Now I need to align the car properly. So I can get out. And that other guy on my right can also get out. Basically, I'm having to favor one side. Yeah, the other guy can drive out there. He's got lots of space. There we go. That's good. Alright, here we are. See you guys in a bit. Here we are. I said, here we are.